Mess Toys are coming a long way in giving us a few versions of our favourite wall crawler and his supporting characters. Well, these apparently are mock-ups done by Mess Toys, which is a sub-company of CT Toys, to see what interest customers might have in buying these characters. So CT Toys will make bootleg replicas of existing Mafex, Yamaguchi characters and so on, whilst Mess Toys will make characters that haven't been done in the format. So for example, Scarlet Spider, Venom and Chasm, all in amazing Yamaguchi style, along with Invincible. Now Invincible will be a day one purchase for me if they ever make him, so sit back, relax, and let's talk all the latest action figure news in flicks and figs. And many thanks to Mikey Moon Boots, he did an image for me for my YouTube channel. And here's his logo, go check out his Instagram. I'll leave a link to him and everyone including Dan Hu in the comments below. And we saw Scarlet Spider and Venom earlier from Mess Toys. And if you want some Marvel vs Capcom representation from import companies, you can pick up Mess Toys Spider-Man adjacent characters, including Invincible as Spider-Man and Invincible have met in the comics. And the Quinley female fighter, which bears more than a passing resemblance to Chun-Li, and I'll leave a link in the comments below. I think she is up on 5,000 toys. And if you want some official Street Fighter representation, Jada Toys are offering their SDCC exclusives. These burning player accessories are probably going to come with Player 2 versions of Dalism with blue skin and M. Bison in the green outfit. Now I really want these two badly. Blue skin Dalism is probably my most wanted version of Dalism, and also the same with green suit M. Bison. So you can have the Quin-Lee female fighter in the background, watching a battle or taking part in battle with green suit. Bison. For her, it was the greatest battle in all at life. For Bison, it was a Tuesday. And of course, X-Men vs Street Fighter is part of the Marvel vs Capcom games collection. And Gambit was a part of those games, so you can pit the CT Toys Gambit against your Jada Toys Street Fighter figures. And if you would like to see a review of CT Toys Gambit, I'll leave a link in the comments below, and the figure has really grown on me since the review. And I have my new channel mascot Starduster in the review, thanks again to Mikey Moon Boots for this one, and Starduster joins the TAKTAK, and I'll leave a link to CT Toys Gambit review in the comments below. And Channing Tatum Gambit appeared in Wolverine and Deadpool, and CT Toys Gambit is based on Mafex Gambit, and Mafex have re-released their Deadpool, so if you thought he was retired, he's back. And keeping it with Marvel, from Deadpool who had travelled the multiverse, we go to Across the Spider-Verse with Flame Toys SPDR. And we do have the Marvel Legends version, but this will be a premium high-end SPDR. And funny story regarding SPDR, and in particular the SPDR wave from Marvel Legends. Way back when, Forbidden Planet in the UK was the first place in the world to get them in, and I spotted them and bought them all. It caused quite the buzz in the UK at the time, with us being the first to get a wave of Marvel Legends for once. Nowadays, we are lucky if we even get all of a wave together. They must be travelling the Spider-Verse and the multiverse to get to us. And if you're enjoying the content so far in the comments below, let me know. Or even if there is other stuff you would like to see in Flicks and Figs. I tend to try and centre the action figure news I cover around 6-inch and 7-inch action figures if it's your first time here, and feel free to smash the like button, comment and subscribe and become a channel member for even more content. It all helps, and a massive thank you if you are even with me this far in the video. An SPDR is a bit robot related to the Spider-Man universe, and from one big robot to a human-sized one, 6-inch scale plastic humans, that is. The Robo-Skeleton test shot figure, which is part of the Robo-Skull Kickstarter. These are coming along nicely, and at some point I will have some of these to review on the channel, as I've got in on the backer kit of the Kickstarter. And from the Robo-Skull Kickstarter Skeletron, we go to the Retro Card GI Joe Classified Bat T. It is Yo-Joe June. and these should be coming at the end of 2025. Presumably, although pre-orders are a bit all over the place at the moment, but this has more of the classic colours in the yellows and the red visor compared to the first classic BAT, which had orange parts and a silver visor. So it's really a case of if you want to get a more Sunbow cartoon style BAT for your collection, or if you have the previous release and are happy with what you have, I'll definitely try and get some of these. I have loads of the original classic BAT, but these will be a nice addition to the Joes that I play with separate from the shelf collection. And the green shirt troops that are coming also look really good as well. Will you be picking these up, and did you get involved in the Skeletron Kickstarter? Let me know in the comments below. And you might now feel like I'm taking you from the battlefields of the 80s with classic looking bats to the past with a lion in a suit of armour, but here we are. And so this is the Dragon's Dogma Arisen figure from Figma, in case you were thinking you needed a witch and a wardrobe in 1/12 scale to go with this lion. Apparently the game is inspired by Devil May Cry, and that game is phenomenal, so this sounds promising already. I believe this lion in armour is part of the customizable avatar as the main character of the game. From this moment forth, you are Arisen, charge and all. Arisen from the open world action game. Dragon's Dogma 2 joins the Figma action figure series. Just look at the incredible level of detail in the armour worn by this fully posable figure. He comes with his steel virtue sword, the continental shield, a heart in flames, and a total of 6 interchangeable hands plus a base for display. Order him for your own collection today, and he's available at Emporium of Cool, and I'll drop the pre-order link in the comments below. I appreciate I miss doing that sometimes, as I'm often editing the next video. So let me know if it's one you want and the pre-order details aren't there, and I'll add them in. Figma. Dragons. Dogma. 2. Action. Figure 1/12. Scale. Arisen. And then you might need someone for Arisen to battle in your toy photography in your collection, and you could put Arisen against the Roman key 1/12. The Last Scion? Mikey Moon Boots put me onto this figure, and I forgot to add it into a previous episode of Flicks and Figs. So here you go! And I think this one is actually available as a purchase rather than a pre-order. Apart from 5K toys by the looks of things, I think it's an original IP, so you can literally make up your own adventures for this guy. To be fair, you can do that with any action figures in your collection, you don't need me to tell you that. You can have Venom lead the Avengers in your Marvel Legends collection if you like, or Batman kill all your DC multiverse heroes. Oh, actually, Todd McFarlane beat us to that one. Only joking. But yeah, my point is, they are your action figures. Have some fun with them in any way you like. I've recently had my favourite G.I. Joe classified figure Starduster team up with CT Toys, Tiger Stripe Wolverine and Marvel Legends, Deadpool to fight Marvel Legends Thanos, because, well, why not? Yes, they were all outgunned by Thanos, but the battle continues. And perhaps they need to get McFarlane Diablo Lilith to join the battle. She looks like she could turn the tide in their favour. And this is the second Elite figure after the Doomslayer one released by McFarlane Toys, which sold out by the way. And Lilith is the daughter of Mephisto. The Marvel 616 version of Mephisto had more than a few occasions of a shaky alliance with Thanos wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. So Lilith might be able to get some advice from her Marvel counterpart dad on how to handle Thanos, and form Lilith and Diablo. The video game, we go to Coffin Comics and Loose Collector and a version of Lady Death and some kind of barbarian character. These look like they will be nice additions to the line. If you are going in for Loose Collector's Coffin Comics stuff, one character I remember from that 90s era was Evil Ernie. I think he was also Coffin Comics. And funnily enough, going to double check if Evil Ernie's Coffin Comics has me looking at their list of characters. So I'm guessing the black shield with a skull tease could be Haxan. I've just seen there is a Captain Death, which is a Lady Death in a Captain America style costume. Now I know there might be some legal red tape, but that's one I would really like to see Loose Collector tackle. She could do this all day. And from Axes and Swords of Coffin Comics, we go to the modern battlefield of G.I. Joe, with Budo ready to take out any classic bats or more that get in his way. And I've done a video on Yo Joe June's first live stream of the month, covering Budo and Colonel Hawk and MMS. I'll drop a link to that video in the comments below. And also I'm doing daily YouTube shorts on G.I. Joe characters I'd like to see in Classified. Some Black Dragon ninjas would be great to fight Budo. But if you want to see more of the Black Dragon ninjas, check out my YouTube shorts. Links to all the shorts available now in the comments below. And new YouTube shorts on G.I. Joe classified characters we should get going up daily throughout June. And if you're enjoying this video, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to become a channel member where you can enjoy even more content. Budo wants you to. And it's really nice that you can have a classic or more modern Budo. He kind of looks like he could swap battle stories with John Wick or Tom Cruise from Last Samurai. And maybe you want a little Budo vs Predator action. Oh, you do, huh? Well, the NECA Samurai Predator wants to hunt the best, and Budo stands ready. And this really is a beautiful looking Predator. That armor is fantastic. I mentioned Tom Cruise and The Last Samurai. This is the Predator that you'd expect to see hunt Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. The figure is based on one of the available skins in the Predator Hunting Grounds video game. I mean, this Predator is absolutely tailor-made to fight G.I. Joe classified Budo, Valiverse Action Force Senshi, or if you want Samurai vs Ninja action, G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Marvel Legends Hand Ninjas, or you could have the Samurai Predator travel to Eternia and fight Ninja. The possibilities are really endless. From the 2020 hit video game Predator Hunting Grounds. Samurai Predator was a legendary Yautja who once hunted the skilled warriors who protected feudal Japan. To honor his prey, he decorated his armor and mask to resemble them and took up their weapons. This 7-inch scale Ultimate Samurai Predator action figure from NECA is equipped with interchangeable masked and unmasked heads, katana, collapsed and extended combistics, articulated plasmacaster, and swappable hands. Comes in collector-friendly window box packaging with opening front flap. And the NECA Predator line had a vehicle in the form of a blade fighter. I think that fetches a pretty penny I might have seen in Camden Market, which has an action figure stall. And talking of vehicles, here's Mikey Moonboots with the Ramen Van and the Punisher, and Bushwhacker and Typhoid Mary trying to take out the Punisher. He might need some backup in the form of the G.I. Joe classified Vamp, and the MMS, which can be attached to the back of the Vamp, and the upcoming AWE Striker. And the MMS comes with a Marvel Comics G.I. Joe run comic accurate Colonel Hawk. So, as I mentioned, I have put up a video on all the G.I. Joe classified pre-orders and more from the first live stream of Yo Joe June, and I'm doing daily YouTube shorts on G.I. Joe characters I'd like to see in classified. Let me know in the comments below if you're a G.I. Joe classified collector, or if you have been admiring them from afar until now, and what G.I. Joe characters you would like to see in classified form. There is still plenty of deep-cut characters we could get. And I've been showing a few 1/12 scale vehicles and their accessories in the video so far. And the turtles here have the turtle van, and they probably jumped in it to take a ride to the beach. They look all kitted out for their summer vacation in their Hawaiian shirts. And these turtles are part of the San Diego Comic Con box set exclusive, or in this case, San Diego Comic Con. Just don't tell Anakin Skywalker he's not a NECA TMNT collector, he doesn't even like their presents. And in case you missed that, there was a Sand and a Star Wars Force dad joke all rolled into one. I'm scratching the bottom of the barrel with my silly humour, but let me know what SDCC exclusives you want. I really like the look of the Jada Toys Dealism and M. Bison, or Vega if you're from Japan. But these turtles look fun. I'm hoping NECA or Super 7 Ultimates or one of the thousands of companies now making turtles give us some of the military turtles. It will probably be Super 7 Ultimates, to be fair, as they would work really well in my collection. And speaking of anthropomorphic animals from the NECA turtles in beachwear, we go to Fury Toys Abyss Force, basically Chicago 1920s style gangster sharks, because, well, no one has done that before. So let's get some in action figure form. And these ain't your dad's street sharks. I'm saying that like I'm some kind of youth. I'm probably from that generation who grew up with street sharks, or even before it. So these look super fun. I think Fury Toys was Fury Planet or Fury Toys. Who did those samurai turtles? Honestly, it's difficult to keep track of all this third-party stuff, and I'm sure that's to avoid any legal sharks. And speaking of sharks, these are some great-looking action figures. And these third-party companies really know how to have fun, don't they? They have given us original characters that we have no nostalgia attachment to, but they make them so fun and appealing, and usually with great articulation accessories and paint taps that they just make for great action figures. And these sharks are no exception. I'm the boss round here, see? I think Chief Brody might fancy contending with Bruce the Shark more than these fellas. Hooper, we are sharking for a living. So Isaac Wong has kindly given us loads of photos to show these Fury Toys sharks off with, and we can even see them in action stacking up with other action figures lines. And basically you can fun with these guys. As far as I'm aware, they aren't tied to existing IPs, so you can have them fight Spider-Man Noir, or have them in a modern day setting, maybe coming through a portal that Donatello from the TMNT has created, or maybe fighting the X-Men. It's really up to you. Or have them batting the NECA Jaws figures. I think those figures are 8-inch, although I do think we have some NECA Ultimates ones, apart from Chief Brody so far. Anyway, these look class. And hopefully you have found something that has caught your eye and you want to put in a pre-order. Let me know in the comments below. I think I'll be busy pre-ordering a few of the Legacy Collection police officers from G.I. Joe Classified. And feel free to check out what I mean in my G.I. Joe Classified Yo Joe June first live stream video. And link to that will be in the comments below. So here is how the Fury Toys Sharks stack up against McFarlane Toys Suicide Squad King Shark, SHF and Marvel Legends Maximum Hulk and Venom from the Gamerverse. So they are quite chunky big figures. And then a SHF Aquaman, which seems like a great choice for some photography with these guys. And fortunately, we will see some of that later. And in fact, here it is. Marvel Legends Namor would probably be another great choice for some toy photography with these sharks, or G.I. Joe Classified Torpedo, or some Cobra Eels. And the good thing about these sharks is they look very individual, but also work well together as a team. The Hammerhead Shark looks good. These guys also might look really good battling the Fury Crocmaster, which is a sort of Batman villain but can also double as a TMNT villain. And here is one, the Fury Toys Shark breaking a brick wall. And let's break the fourth wall with some of these YouTube recommendations and UK independent action figure retailers. So feel free to check out the Wolfpack toy review. Miguel is back in action. And Dan, who reviews as mentioned, Mikey Moon Boots, Cull's Cave, both on Instagram, and Mini Plastic Multiverse. My fellow Joes and Juice co-host with our host Dan, Kapow Toys, Star Action Figures, Props and Replicas, Inderman Toys, Comics and Cocktails, Hero of Collectors, and Trevor the 1/6 Shooter. And Trevor has done some epic toy photography for the Four Horsemen with their brand new line Infinite Legions. These look lovely. I'm wondering if the based on Glios, which is a line of swappable action figures, parts and pieces. It's mainly 1/18th scale, but there have been some 1/12th offerings. These look fantastic and do remind me of those figures. And the prices on the Four Horsemen website look epic. And here's a look at my G.I. Joe classified 60th anniversary action soldiers lined up and ready for duty. So we are in the thick of June. I'll drop a link to my review for this figure and the vamp to get you in the mood for more to come from Yo Joe June. Also, I apologise if I'm a bit behind with the action figure news in this episode. I've been working on the CT Toys Gambit review, which is up on the channel, and the coverage of G.I. Joe classified Yo Joe June, and there is plenty more of that to come. So here is the Battalion Android Troopers, the G.I. Joe version of the Bats from the video game Operation Blackout, and Barricade from Battle Force 2000, and of course in the Energon Universe Transformers and G.I. Joe Crosspaths. And Ramen Toys are going even one better, making figures of human-themed Autobots and Deceptions in tactical gear and weapons and armour that makes their Transformers counterparts. Here's Megatron. This might be the tank commander for the G2 1/12th Megatron tank that Ramen Toys are working on as a BotCon exclusive. In the words of Starscream, Megatron, is that you? Well, if you still function by this point, pat yourself on the back and we will begin your coronation. Thanks for checking out this episode of Flicks and Figs. There's been a lot going on in the background, so I'm glad you're here with me. The action figure news is arriving better late than never. So hopefully, when it comes to 6-inch action figure news, you know who you are going to call. Robo, don't know. But if you also want to call someone else, check out TAKTAK Toys. You can even listen to me on your way to the nearest convenient dimension. And from Hasbro, here's the Plasma Series Rooftop Showdown Ghostbusters. Now these Plasma Series Ghostbusters do tend to stack up a bit smaller than Marvel Legends or Classified, unfortunately, so that's a bit of a shame. But it's nice to have a few different Ghostbusters options, with Mondo doing the real Ghostbusters in 1/12th scale as well. Hope you enjoyed episode 67 of Flicks and Figs. Companies will be gearing up for San Diego Comic-Con now, and with Yo Joe June in full swing lots to see and get excited for, let me know in the comments below. If there is anything that you see that really interests you, the G.I. Joe Classified Legacy series. Police Officer has my attention. And until next time, enjoy those flicks and figs.